That's what I wanted. Whoa! Yay! Now I have a chance. I don't like fighting two of them at once when I don't have my weapons all powered up. Back, now let's back. Piece of cake. Or a cup of tea, maybe. Piece of cake and a cup of tea would be better for Alice. Alice likes cake. Which, if I get that far, you'll see much later. So, you know, very nice foundry. Come over here and get the memory.
With gas laid on, Alice, we go to Brighton on what we save on beeswax, candles, and oil.
And forget about the safety concerns. Yeah! I thought I was going to make that, but evidently not. Okay. So this isn't actually too bad. I thought it was going to be slowing down worse than this, but this isn't. It's not horrible. Hey. Great big teapots pouring molten metal. So let's hope that it stays at least this good. We shall see. So, well, I was going to say some other things too, of course, because that's the entire point of this. That's an interesting glitch, by the way. I think I've seen that happen before. Only on the PC version, though, where sometimes Alice, just because of the way she's graphically standing in front of the levers, sometimes she's just in the right position where if I push the button to have her pull the lever, she can't actually physically do it. She gets graphically stuck, kind of. Which is an interesting little thing. Never happened to me on the PS3 version, only on the PC. But then again, it might also just be because of the demands on the system since I have the physics turned on. I don't know. Oh well. We lost. Slight miscalculation there. Teeny tiny one. See, and then it puts me up here, which is where I was going to go anyway. Now, I'll go ahead and go back around just to, well, yeah, okay. I'll go back around just to show you. Yeah, and two more ruins spawn up there, but I'll take care of them when I come back up. Just to show you the path of what you're supposed to do, in case you missed it. Even though it's pretty obvious. Skipping over falling into the molten metal. You're not really supposed to do that. So, anyway. This is the safer way to do it, is shoot him from over here. Not that it really matters all that much. And by the way, the AI in this game, which, again, for some weird reason, no reviewers that I've seen have ever even commented on it, and I haven't really seen comments from players either. But the AI is actually pretty darn smart. I mean, they will actually cooperate and work together to try to catch Alice. And when they're being hit, they'll even like hide behind. You probably have already seen it, really, but you notice that the ones that have more health, the weaker ones that are being hurt, will hide behind the ones that have more health. Or you'll have things like with the madcaps. You see the guys without shields will move behind the guys that have shields.
Flip the lever to cool the metal.
Now this is honestly actually pretty weird too. They had the cat have 3 lines here.
To migrate from molten to cool, flip the switch.
Even though it's pretty obvious what you need to do.
Switch the switch.
Yeah, we got the message. No duh. Yeah, fun. What a joy. Well, that wasn't very nice. I always like when they hit each other. That's helpful. See? No problem. His eye hurts now. Open your eye. There we go, that's much better. Okay. There's our switch up there. Or, actually, that's not the switch, that's the ice crystals, whatever, that are gonna cool the metal off for you. Yeah, all aboard for progress. You got the little mechanical guy, forward industry. So anyway, a couple of the other things I was going to talk about. If you look at some of the websites again, you know, I say just go read some of the stuff on there. Now, one of the things that you could read about is railways. There was a bubble in railway investing. Boy, that doesn't sound familiar, does it? There's other information out there too about other bubbles, historically, economic bubbles I'm talking about. Even you know, some of you might be familiar with the movie Wall Street and its new sequel that they did last year, or came out last year, called Wall Street Money Never Sleeps. And in Money Never Sleeps, especially in the new one, it's very much based on our current economic problems and the collapse of 2008 and stuff like that. And how bubbles, there's always bubbles. There's always some kind of bubble going on. It doesn't matter. It's always been that way throughout history. At least, you know, ever since we've had stocks and stuff like that. So, rather than thinking that, well, okay, we're past it and it's over, we really need to start thinking of it in terms of we're not ever going to be past it. It's going to come again, even if we get past it right now. It's cyclic. It's not linear. So that's actually pretty important. Okay, Alice, turn the valve. Alice. She's not wanting to turn the valve for some reason. There we go, Alice. Way to go. Haven't ever seen that happen before either. That's kind of odd. And again, I don't like melee combat, and I like to play smart and conservative. So, you know, like, I've seen people just dive into combat here. That's really kind of dumb in my opinion, but hey, everybody wants to play their own way, whatever. It really isn't such a big deal, like I've said, on normal mode. It becomes more of a deal on the higher difficulties. You know, the first two nests, you can stand back here and take care of the guys like I am doing. Because after they're done, as you'll see here, you're going to have a menacing ruin to fight. So rather than deal with him, at least rather than deal with him that way, I like to come down here. Plus you have a nest up here, so... yeah, so again, you know, kind of like to play conservative and smart, and I don't know, my characters don't like to get hurt, you know, it's just that simple. And yes, if you can't tell, the menacing ruin actually can basically catch your he can catch your pepper grinder shots and throw them right back at you. There we go, much better. Yes, way to go. About time too. Now we can go get rid of the pig snout that we've been hearing ever since the beginning of this part. How in the world the pig snout was remotely alive down here under the molten metal, I have no idea, but anyway. Let's not think about that. But there are some goodies in this area that we will spend a little time here collecting. So let's see. Oh, another thing I have seen, I don't know where this really came from, but I've seen several comments by people claiming that Lewis Carroll wrote Alice in Wonderland in order to pick up little girls. No. Actually, the fact of the matter is that he was friends with a guy, I believe the name was Roger Duckworth, and he was also friends with a Little family, and Alice Little and her two sisters, they would go on picnics and stuff on the river, and he, while they were rowing up the river to the spot where they're going to have a picnic, he would regularly tell them all sorts of different stories, but it was all oral. It was oral storytelling, and a lot of the stories that he told obviously been lost because they were only oral. But in the case of Alice in Wonderland, Alice Little actually liked it so much that she asked him if he would write it down for her, and he did, and gave it to her because he really liked her. And of course then later...
Everyone knows the mischief began among your father's mountain of paper, Alice. The real question is how.
Yeah, so remember that. Yeah. So it was pretty obvious the library caught on fire, but why did it catch on fire? That's the question. Of course, Alice has blamed herself all these years. But getting back to the origins of the story, no, I mean, Alice Little really liked the story. Well, I mean, her sisters did too, but she's the one who actually asked him if he would record it, write it down for her, and he did, and he gave it to her.